This has become kind of rare. When I got into Mini Zs it wasn't, but it has. And this is probably the only yellow that I've come across that actually looks kind of metallic-ish. The rest of them don't. So yep. It's got a 90mm M wheelbase, and it's a rear motor mount chassis that fits the car. It was made for the MR01 initially, but it's one of them that fits the MR01, but also the all-wheel drive MA020 as well. So the all-wheel drive cars will fit as well. And you can tell normally because the offset on the wheels are 0 front and back, and they usually have narrow wheels in the front and the back like this does. I believe they were first made in 2014 as a Mini Z version. So the Impreza basically is a compact automobile that has been manufactured since 1992 by Subaru, and the Subaru introduced the Impreza as a replacement for the Leon, with the Leon's EA series engines replaced by the newer EG series versions. Okay guys, so here we've got the Peugeot 206. Is it the 206 guys? Not 207. I think it's a 206. It must be like a GT version or a sports version, because if it was a Mini Z, obviously I'd know all the ins and outs, but it's not, so got to look it up. Now obviously it's kitted out. Obviously the front's got a body kit, it's got a massive rear spoiler on it, looks like a Subaru spoiler, but yeah, so it looks a little bit different, so I'm thinking it's the 206, and if I'm wrong guys, let me know, but I'm not changing the vid. If it is the 206 guys, yeah. So I think it was made in 2003, and the engine type's inline 4, 16 valve. So this is the Mercedes-Benz G25 AMG, and this particular shell is in metallic red guys. So you know me guys, I love my metallic stuff, and I love it. It looks real. You can expect that crawling, you know. And there's guys who got vids on YouTube, and that looks like a real, you know, little Jeep just chugging along. I love the wheel in the back, the chrome that goes around the actual wheel case. Real good attention to detail, guys. Real nice. Quite happy with that. The fact that it's a freebie just added to the, you know, into the enjoyment. So yep, that was something I was going to use as spares somewhere in my vids, guys. But I'm going to actually, you know, do a Mini Z collection, and that's probably going to be definitely in the collection anyway. So yeah, this is going to be a collection of the Overland body shells, and there should be a fair few in there that are pretty decent. And this little bad boy, the Japanese version of the S15 that was released in 1999, had 250 horsepower, which is pretty cool, man, for that age, thanks to a ball bearing turbocharger upgrade, as well as an improved engine management and the SR20DE feature. So the S15 Silvia had like an aggressive styling inside and out, updating the previous Silvia styling in line with modern car design trends. The body dimensions were reduced from the previous generation so that it would comply with Japanese government compact class, which had an effect on sales of the previous model. The S15 model lineup was initially simplified to just the S-Spec S and the Spec R. So sorry, the Spec S and Spec R, both models offering an aero variant with a large rear wing and side skirt valances. That's what makes the car, man. Got to have that GT wing, man. Here we've got the Hummer H2. This is the chrome silver version. And as I say, guys, the one that came with it, ready to run, was the pink Hummer, and not a fan at all. No, it kind of put me off. Never used that shell really, and I was so happy when this came along. I like the black and the chrome one, but I think this one definitely is rare. It comes up as a very rare, actually, guys. It's hard to get hold of. Can't get it in Europe or England, and the Japanese sellers were the only ones that had this. So as well as the Zen car. I had 3 remaining Mini Zs that I really wanted to get, and the Zen Lexus, that colour scheme, beautiful. If you haven't seen that, take a look at it, really nice, guys. And the Chrome Hummer, which I saw it come up, a few of them came up and they disappeared, and at that time I was not really thinking about Hummers, but I thought, later on I thought, oh, I wish I'd have got that, and I didn't expect it to come up again, and it did, so that's pretty cool. So I've got a kit, and this is the Night Rider car. The prototype was called Car, K-A-R-R. The prototype, the light flashes orange, and in the kit car it goes across in red, as it did in the program. So I believe that this is a Firebird that they used, and obviously it was an artificial intelligent car. It was automated by itself, and it would communicate with, what was it called, Michael Knight? David Hasselhoff? So yep, and it's a shame there's not much English on the boxes. I don't know if you remember the actual light that used to go across in the car. I remember like in the in the 80s, everyone started putting that on their car. Guys had it in their back windows. You know, guys had it connected to the front windscreen. Some tried to get it in the right place, in the front grille. But yeah, it was just mad fad. Okay guys, here's something you don't see every day. This is the most kitted out Formula 1 car I've ever come across. Definitely that I've got and that I've seen. So yep, this has got carbon fibre parts on the front splitter. It's got it on the rear wing as well. And this is the version 2 of the Work Mantis carbon fibre parts. But we'll talk about that in a minute, guys. So yep, so this is the Ferrari F10. This one is the number 5 version, okay guys. So obviously it's made by Ferrari, it's a model F10. The livery is a 2010 FIA Formula 1 World Championships. It's got 182mm wheelbase. The chassis type is the MF010 Formula. Offsets, they're all the same, so there isn't an offset on these because the Formula 1 F1 car wheels are all the same. So they never state it because it doesn't change. So these wheels are the MFH5 4S versions, which are aluminium, and they're the BBS type silver 7-sport wheels. But yeah, so Kyosho don't make this, guys. This is not a Kyosho Mini Z. This was made by the company that makes body shells and aftermarket parts for Mini Zs. They're called TRP. So this was done by them. But yeah, it was hard to get hold of. Eventually I did. But I like it. And if you haven't checked out my P1 McLaren versus the Renault Sport Megane street race, check it out, guys. That little bad boy's in the race versus the P1, and it's just a bit of a street race, but I think it looked alright. Tell me what you guys think when you watch it anyway. So, the Renault Sport Megane Trophy is a racing version of the Megane RS, and it includes a tube frame chassis with glass fibre body, keeping just visual resemblance to the road legal Megane. The RS Trophy uses the considerably modified Renault Velsatis, which is like a V4Y 3.5 litre V6 engine, which is a rebadged. Oh, there. We'll give it a quick twirl, and you guys can just see it like that. Out of all my all-wheel drive cars, I mean, it's not a newer version, but it's ASF 2.4 gigahertz version, but it still handles pretty cool. It drifts pretty well. You can't connect a gyro to it. It's the older version, but that's the most kitted out all-wheel drive car I've come across, that I've got anyway. So there's quite a few upgrades on there. Yeah, front and back, it seems to have the same mods. It's got that heat. I think that's a heat sink made by a company called something 3. I remember they used to make parts for the Associated M28, which is like a small 28 scale truck. But yeah, pretty cool, guys. That was kind of like a bargain. And as I say, you know what? I normally wait for people to reply to offers, but I just went for it because I thought, when you total it up... Okay guys, so here we've got the Calisonic Impulse Z Super GT 2007, and this is the number 12 version. And this just seemed like such a classic machine, man. I don't know why they did white wheels, it just looked madder in black, but that's how it's come. So the maker's a Nissan, the model is the Fairlady 350Z, Super GT 2007, or Z33, that's recognised as in Japan. And this was first produced as a Mini Z in 2008, and these are rare. They're super rare in 1.8 versions, and they are rare as Mini Zs. And this is a 94mm wheelbase, and the chassis has a rear motor mount. It's an L. And the offset is one narrow on the front and one wide in the rear. And these come sporting the 5-spoke white wheels. Okay, so here we've got the Porsche Cayenne Turbo, that's how I pronounce it. And this is in black. And like the Cadillac shell, it's black with chrome, which I think looks amazing. Not only on the Cadillac shell, but also on the Hummer as well. Really cool looking shell. And the wheels aren't that amazing, but yeah. Quite a popular SUV, I think it is anyway. I don't know if it's 7-seater. But even in the UK, a lot of people seem to fancy that. Q7 is pretty popular as well. But yeah, I had one in silver, guys, but that kind of came a little bit damaged. But having one in black, pretty cool. Love the twin exhausts at the back. Nice little touch. And that's sat really high up. In real life, I don't know if it's really sat that high up. I mean, it is sat pretty high, but I don't know if it's got that much ground clearance, but it's all good.